Hello there, and a very warm welcome to this week's France Buying Guides YouTube presentation. Well, I've had lots of questions this week about the proposed new property tax that President Sarkozy is hoping to put through Parliament. It has been something of a shock move. It would mean that, in fact, overseas property owners who live in France could be taxed the equivalent of like a second council tax on their French second homes. It would be applicable to properties owned by people who are not resident in France and who don't pay French taxes, but who keep properties for their own use. It seems likely, I have to say, that it will not be affecting people who rent out their second home in France. The new system would be based on 20% of what they call the cadastral rental value, which is a theoretical amount of rent used by tax officials in order to calculate the local taxes which everyone pays anyway, of taxe foncière and taxe d'habitation. It's all happened in the last couple of weeks or so. I'm sure you read about it. It seems possible that the new rules would come into force as of January next year, 2012, as part of a new finance bill. But it was presented to the French cabinet, I think, just about a week or two ago, which is the first stage before the law is actually debated in Parliament. So it actually hasn't happened yet. I have to say, anyone who could actually show 3 years of tax residency, however, in the previous decade before they left the country, would not be subject to this tax. And it also seems likely that when the rules are debated in Parliament, possibly passed by Parliament, it could then still fall at that hurdle. So my advice to you, if you're looking to buy a second home in France for your own use, is not to panic at this stage. It will not apply to expats who are now living in France permanently. And also, say, if your home is going to be let out for, say, a whole year, then you will not be charged either. They don't even know yet how they would apply it to the property. But the most important thing to remember also is that the chances of it being actually refuted entirely are quite large, because it's going to be challenged by the European law, because it's going to obviously discriminate against foreign owners of holiday homes in France. So it may not come to fruition at all, because it could breach these European laws. The European Commission has actually said that it is going to scrutinise these new tax proposals, and so we'll have to wait and see whether it actually comes into force and whether its effectiveness is going to be a thing that's going to be happening will very much be under debate. So my advice to you about this really is not to panic, and if you are thinking of buying in France, carry on with your plans, because not much more will be revealed over the year, and in any event it won't be a huge amount of money that will affect you. So that's my advice to you here. We have lots more on our website, some great articles for you this week. Please keep your questions coming. I shall be covering other aspects of what it's like to live in France, for example, inheritance tax and capital gains tax in coming weeks. But if there's anything that you would like me to cover here, just let me know. And I leave you with good wishes and good health, and as always, vive la France!